They awoke not to the familiar highlands of their home, but to the cold, damp stone of a dungeon. Lyra and Aria, twin warrior mages ripped from their world, found themselves in a fight for their very lives. Their magic, once a source of pride, was now a desperate tool for survival. Instinct took over, a whirlwind of fire and frost that tore through their monstrous captor, winning them a freedom they didn't understand. The portal that freed them spat them out into the unfamiliar lands of Shadowdale. It was here, in a tavern called the Hollow Fox, amidst the clatter of tankards and tales of adventure, that their new life began. They found kinship with a stoic knight named Lyra, a dark elf scout, Valen, whose eyes missed nothing, a cheerful cat-like healer, Mika, and a dwarf smith, Bryn, whose hands were as skilled as her tongue was sharp. A team was forged, a fragile shield against a world they did not know. Their first team training session was a lesson in chaos. They attempted to weave their blended magics into a coordinated attack, a dance of fire and ice meant to complement their new allies, but the energies resisted, twisting and coiling into something raw and untamed. In a blinding flash of frostfire, tempest singularity erupted. Valen, with his scout's reflexes, dove for cover as Lyra instinctively raised her shield, which groaned under the strain of the raw power. Mika, her hands poised to heal, froze in place, her wide eyes reflecting the terrifying, beautiful maelstrom. The silence that followed was heavy, filled with the unspoken fear and awe of their new companions. The chill of that moment eventually thawed in the warmth of the Winter Solstice Festival. They lost themselves in the joyous crowd, laughing as they tried their hands at local games, sharing stories with their new friends. The celebration culminated in a grand feast at the inn, a table groaning under the weight of roasted meats and sweet cakes. For a moment they were just a group of adventurers, happy and whole. But as the embers of the fire died down, Aria looked at Lyra, her eyes shining. "Isn't this enough?" she murmured, her voice filled with a desperate hope. Lyra's smile didn't reach her eyes. "We don't know what we are, Aria," she whispered back. The weight of their power, a tangible presence between them. But we have to understand it. Their next guild quest led them into the depths of the Vesper Amber's dungeon. The air hummed with a strange resonance that called to the twins. Here, Aria's connection to their shared power deepened, becoming a tool not of destruction, but of guidance. "Valen trap 3 paces to your left," she'd call out, her voice sharp with certainty. "Lyra brace, the wall is unstable." Her instincts were flawless, weaving the team into a single, efficient unit. Valen disarmed threats. Lyra held the line against crumbling passages and hidden beasts, and Mika's healing light mended their wounds, all orchestrated by Aria's uncanny premonitions. In the dungeon's final, echoing chamber, 2 ancient beings waited, their forms shimmering like a heat haze. They were the Dungeon Lords, the immortal kin. "That power you wield is a volatile and forbidden magic," one said, its voice like stones grinding together. "But it is not without purpose. Within you lies a gift, a skill we call analysis. It is the key to understanding, to controlling the storm inside you. This dungeon was a test, and your journey has only just begun." They stepped back into the sun, blinking in the sudden light, the words of the Dungeon Lords echoing in their minds. The revelation was not a bridge, but a wedge driven deep between them. For Aria, this analysis was a treat to the simple life and the precious. Friendships she had just begun to build. But for Lyra, haunted by the unknown, it was the first clue. A single thread to pull that might unravel the mystery of who and what they had become.